and welcome to episode 10 of Breathing Room. I'm your host, Rob Lavati, and I'm here today with Philo Reitzel, local Asheville rapper. Really excited to have you on today, man. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
We just got to meet like literally 5 minutes ago, so I'm super excited to be able to sit down with you today, learn a little bit about what you're working on, hear some of your story, and see what we get into, man.
Sounds good.
This is super off the cuff. Normally, I'm like really prepared for these. I have like an outline ready to go. And today, man, we're just going to do it and we're going to see what comes up.
Word.
I'm excited to see what we can learn.
The lazy episode.
It's the lazy, but sometimes lazy works the best.
Yeah, no,
You know?
I'm with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. I don't like to overplan shit.
Me neither.
I really go off the cuff with shit generally.
Yeah. Cool. So that's why I did it. I knew that you were off the cuff. So.
See? Not the lazy episode. Really, it's just like the intrinsically, like you're just honing in on shit, bro. So
yeah,
that's cool.
I think I got it. I think I'm ready. So something we do at the start of every episode, I'm a big proponent of meditation. I try to meditate every day. I like to take 10 seconds in the beginning here just to get settled in. We can close our eyes and just...
The shortest meditation ever.
I'd like to... We could do 15 if we're going to get crazy.
Dog, it's all good. I can do 10, I can do 15.
Let's do 10. All right, here we go. All right. It is pretty short.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
So nice.
Yeah, no, it's dope.
Do you meditate?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
Like lengthwise or
yeah, like when did you start? Like,
oh yeah, couple years ago. I mean, honestly, I started doing it when I was real young.
Yeah.
'Cause like for a little while in my childhood, I took Tai Chi.
Okay.
But then it was not a practice that I continued.
Did you understand at that young of an age what you were doing when you were meditating?
Essentially, yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, as much as I understand it now, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just clear my mind.
I had a friend ask me a couple weeks ago, she doesn't meditate, and she's like, how do you know if you're doing it right?
Yeah.
And like it kind of broke my brain for a minute. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, how do you know if you're meditating? And I was like, well, if you're sitting there and being deliberate about what you're thinking and trying to quiet things down, I think you're meditating. I don't think there's like a magic point where you enter meditation.
I know, right? Yeah, nah, that's the thing. Like sometimes it's way more effective than other times. You know what I mean? Sometimes it is hard to clear your mind.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just like, boom. Like that was a very relaxing 10 seconds, you know?
Sometimes, we talked about this on a couple other episodes too, but I found that sometimes meditating can make how I'm feeling worse. If I got some stuff going on deep down, it will come up while you're meditating and you come out of it feeling more worked up, but it's like stuff that needed to come out, you know?
Yeah, that's legit. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good that you're doing that.
Yeah, man, it's been good. I try to do it at least 4 times a week. 10 minutes is like what I shoot for.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah.
Man, I really ebb and flow with my meditation practice. Like, I've not been doing well this week. You know what I'm saying? But
that's all right.
Yeah.
It's good to notice and it's good to pay attention to how you feel when you don't do it. That's usually the biggest motivator for me to get back on the train is like, man, I feel a lot better when I do that regularly.
Legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about, do you work out? Do you go to the gym?
Yeah, that I do a lot.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I'm like pretty into physical fitness.
Yeah.
I'm not like super strong. I'm kind of strong, you know what I mean? I'm not strong, but like, yeah, I'm very into physical fitness and I'm pretty into health, like just health in general. Like pay attention like to what I eat.
Yep.
But like this month, like me and Bay are not having sugar.
Oh, okay.
But like we're having fruit and shit, but like no cane sugar and shit like that. But then
has that been hard for you?
Yo, I had like straight up, I had relapse dreams about sugar.
I believe it.
Like, yo, I was like chilling. It was like a thing such as this, and we're just hanging out, and I'm chilling. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, this lemonade is delicious. And I'm like, Oh, fuck. Like, why do I have lemonade? We can cuss on here, right?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, so then I'm like, why do I have lemonade? And then I'm like sneaking some mint chocolate chip ice cream. And
dude.
I had like 4 to 5 dreams about that. And then last night, my homie had movie night at his crib.
Yep.
And they made chicken and waffles. And I'm like, that guy, I'm like, do these waffles have sugar in them? And my homie, who's actually in my band, he was there. He's like, yes.
They're waffles.
Yeah, the waffle. Yeah, he was like, the recipe called for sugar, so there is sugar in these waffles. Like, I'm like, I know the answer to this question, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I'm just trying to, you know.
So you didn't have any waffles?
No, I had some waffles.
Okay, you
Man,
did
fuck
have
that.
waffles.
How am I have chicken and not waffles when there's chicken and waffles? I didn't put syrup on them. You know what I mean? But like I had the waffles. So then last night I had a dream that I'm in bed laying next to my lady, which I was doing in real life.
Right.
But in my dream I was also doing it. And I'm like, I'm looking, bruh, and like my belly is like this big. And I like leaned over to her in my dream. I was like, man, I don't think I should start eating sugar next month. Like,
I shouldn't have eaten the waffle.
You know what I'm saying? So that shit is like,
yeah.
I didn't realize, because I don't eat a ton of sugar, like a ton of extra sugar.
Sure.
And I mostly eat, like I try to eat as straight from the source as I can. Like,
yeah.
I don't eat like all organic and shit, but I try to eat like vegetables and like some rice and like some meat or something, you know, or no meat.
We eat way too much meat as Americans, man.
Yeah, Americans eat way too much meat.
Sometimes every meal is based around a meat.
Yeah, I try not.
Bacon in the morning.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
Morning,
but like, I did that for hella long. Like, I'm not really knocking it. I'm from the South, and I'm like, from Appalachia and shit, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up eating hella meat.
Right.
Not hella, though. My family's kind of like hippies and shit.
Okay.
So, like, but still, they're like Southern, you know what I mean? So I like biscuits and gravy and country ham and bacon. And we raised hogs and raised steers and shit, you know, and chickens. But, yeah, for a while, I was like, well, I'm just not going to eat meat unless I killed it myself or raised it myself, which is like a goal that's still an ongoing goal with me. But I like fall out of it, man, because it's hard. And then I'll just go like a couple weeks without eating any meat at all. And then I'll be like, yo, I need carne asada tacos. Yeah. And then I've been eating them like every other day, like 3 carne asada tacos at a time, because fucking good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But
do you find that if you really listen to your body, and we've talked about this on other episodes too, I think, that you can actually hear it tell you what you need? Because I swear to God, sometimes I'll be sitting there and my body will tell me like,
yeah, no, legit. Mine is like, have some kale. And I'm like, all right. And then, but then
I don't want to.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I fucks with that shit. Yeah. So like, and then it's also like,
how do you eat your kale?
Usually I'll just steam it.
Okay.
Just straight up steam it and then have it as a side dish with something else.
Yeah.
Or I'll saute it in a thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I like to juice it, like make a smoothie.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that.
No, you don't? No.
I mean, I have.
Yeah.
When people do it. So I have this thing with smoothies. And it's all coming back to that sugar shit. They release a ton of sugar into your body at once.
Right.
So it's like anytime.
It depends what you put in it, right?
Nah. No matter what, everything has tons of sugar when you blend it up in a smoothie. Because, like, you skip the chewing process. So it's like, you could never just, like, throw 12 oranges down your face, you know what I mean, in, like, 20 seconds in a wild setting, you know what I mean? So, like, orange juice is delicious and it's amazing, but also it fucking spikes your insulin like crazy. And even, like, kale has sugar in it. And like when you put it in a smoothie, it's like, boom, it's like a little sugar bomb.
Sure.
But I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? It's better to drink a kale smoothie than to not.
Right.
Right? I mean.
Than to drink a Pepsi.
Yeah. Well, don't ever drink a Pepsi.
Ever in your life.
Never. But if you're
Is
going
this against
to
Pepsi in particular?
probably drink a Coca-Cola because
Yeah.
it's a superior fucking beverage. Although I'm not from a NASCAR family.
Okay.
So like, yeah,
Neither
but
am I.
like hella people in my holler that I grew up from are. So they love Pepsi. You know what I mean?
Oh, NASCAR is like a Pepsi.
Hell
like,
yeah,
all right.
yeah. It's like, yeah, like the more relatives you have in South Carolina, the more likelihood is that you're gonna like Pepsi. That's like legit though. It sounds funny and it is.
Dude, you're
but-
getting philosophical on me here.
I don't know, man. Pepsi.
Have you been to a NASCAR event?
No,
No, me neither.
I haven't. But the thing is, like, so I got this weird thing. Like, I grew up in Buncombe County, and I grew up in northern Buncombe County, and I
Yeah.
grew up in northern Buncombe County in the 80s and the 90s
Mm-hmm.
when it was still just a lot of fucking poor people
Mm-hmm.
instead of like, now it's like some.
Right.
And a lot of really rich people from other
Florida.
places, Florida and New York and wherever. I mean,
Yeah.
and I don't care. You know, I'm not hating on people coming like, you know, the new world was colonized by fucking Europeans. So like, who the
Right.
fuck am I to say you can't move somewhere? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But like, yeah. But anyway, but like, yeah, but like, so growing up, it's like, I didn't fuck with NASCAR because like overall, I didn't fuck with rednecks, even though I had redneck homies who I had like kind of grown up with.
Mhm.
But then once you get older and like culturally, there's like a difference, you know what I mean? Because like if you're not on that redneck shit, and there was hella like prejudice and racial issues growing
Right.
up, like a lot. And
Right.
like, so it's kind of like you would be on a side, you know what I mean? Like
Uh-huh.
you're down with this NASCAR shit and all this redneck racist shit, or you're like down with hip hop and black folks and shit like that.
Mm.
And so I was on that side. And so I ended up just fighting rednecks all the time. You're like forging your identity as a human anyway. So you're like, yeah, I don't fuck with that shit.
Sure.
But then I ended up going to school for like automotive tech.
Mm.
And NASCAR is actually fascinating, you know?
When
But
you think about it, it is. I mean, it's not my favorite thing to watch, but
no, it's pretty boring to
Yeah.
watch. But like the tech of it, and then like how the pit crews operate, and
unbelievable.
just like, yeah, it's dope. But like, it's also not dope,
Hmm.
you know? Because like the whole culture around it is super whack.
Do you think that culture is still there today?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I mean, you know, there's some change, like, but yes, I know it is without a
Sure.
doubt, you know? But like, whatever. I just don't fuck with it.
Are there other sports that are like that? Like, oh man, watch out for hockey fans because I don't know. I don't got.
I mean, damn, I don't know. I mean, I really
Is NASCAR a sport? First of all,
for
Is that
sure.
called- I said
yeah, it's
sport.
a motor sport.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, you got to be in shape to do NASCAR. You know that Amboy Road,
Yeah. The
Was a NASCAR
velodrome thing over there.
yeah, that was a NASCAR track.
Really?
I don't know if it was considered, if it was called NASCAR,
Right.
but it was like
Professional racing.
what NASCAR came from. It might have been NASCAR. I know NASCAR just got hella big, but it started
Right.
pretty small. And like, I know people whose like family is like in NASCAR
Mhm.
and like, or was, you know what I mean? Back in the day,
Right.
like one of my pop's good homies and his son, who's still like a good friend of mine, like, you know, they built cars and raced them and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like, I'm not trying to villainize everybody in NASCAR. And I feel like a lot of like the bad behavior that's associated with NASCAR is not generally from the people who are actively participating in the sport.
It's the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously it's not all the fans either, but like,
I just thought of one. I would equate it to like hardcore fans of professional wrestling or UFC.
yeah,
Like they definitely get a bad rep.
right? Yeah, for sure. They do. Yo, wrestling. I just performed at a wrestling match, not like UFC, but like, you know, like
Right.
other type of wrestling.
Right. Like you
Yeah.
have a character. and
Yeah.
You performed in one?
Yeah, but I rapped. I didn't wrestle.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Was this at one of Spaceman's
Yeah,
events?
it was
Cool.
fly. But I did wear overalls with no shirt and a gold cape that I threw off when I got in the
Oh,
ring.
wow.
Jumped up on the ropes and shit, did all that shit.
That had to be fun.
It was dope. I made a walkout song for myself.
Oh, you made it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because I do like all my own production
Yeah.
and shit. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
So all the beats that I hear on Instagram and your freestyle of the week, you made all those?
Ever since number 56, I think.
Okay.
So like for the first year when I started, I was just jacking beats because it was like I was like just trying to wrap my head around doing a video and a verse every week and keeping it clean and looking good. And then it got to where it was not really challenging. And plus, like, I hadn't made sample-based beats since I lived in Cali, so like I just kind of wanted to get back into that. And I was like, this is a good avenue for that because I've been rapping over like mostly traditional boom bap sample-based beats. And I love that shit. So now I just started making all the beats again.
Cool.
And now I do. And it's good. I mean, it's made me better at making beats. But yeah, so I make the beats, do the raps, film the shit, edit the film.
Yep. It's a lot of work that goes into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
What program do you use to edit the video?
Final Cut.
Yep. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's good. I have Creative Suite, but I don't use Premiere. It doesn't render as fast.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. But I got to learn After Effects. But I haven't.
Yeah. I never took the time. Are you good in Photoshop?
I'm decent.
Yeah.
I actually was just using Photoshop. When I was in the studio before here tonight, it was me and my bandmate. Oh, shit. I should shout out all the shit I do on Instagram.
Yeah. Real quick, too. I'd love to hear more. You keep saying bandmate. I want to hear, is this guys who are playing live instruments? Like, what's their role in the band? What kind of stuff are you working on now? So if you could kind of plug all that right now, that'd be cool.
What should I plug first? I'll go in depth on each thing.
Let's hear about, shout out what you're doing on Instagram first.
Okay, bet. So I started this thing called Freestyle Fridays. And it started out, I formatted it to fit Instagram because like a year and a half ago, there was no IGTV. So shit could only be like 60 seconds long.
Right.
And I just wanted to do some shit fast, put it out, boom, instead of like time you wait on a project, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, and it's Freestyle Fridays, and I just do a verse every Friday. My IG is Bish Get Up Off Me, BISHGEDDUPOFFME. But literally every week for the last 85 weeks, I've done a video and a
awesome.
like new joint. Yeah.
It's a lot of consistency.
Yeah, man. That was like kind of one of the reasons I did it. I like started out, I was like, you know, I need a way. Like, I don't really like social media.
Me neither, man.
It's fucking garbage.
Yeah.
And it's terrible for us.
Yeah.
And like bad for our self-esteem and shit, you know? Like always seeing some whack shit that you don't want to see. Like,
I got off of it for about 4 months until starting this podcast. Then I had to get on to promote it. Like I had no other option really. But I found that while I was off of it, I was definitely happier.
Yeah.
And I was calling my homies, like, to talk to them on the phone rather than just seeing like pictures or whatever they ate over the weekend.
Yeah. Real talk.
Yeah.
So, so that's the thing though. It's like, I'm an artist. For some reason, I suppose I need to promote myself, which like I go back and forth with that, which is interesting because my bandmate does not do social media. And even I was like, yo, do you think you want to come on this talk show with me? And he was like, no, I don't want to do that. And he was like, because I just don't want to talk about art or anything. Like, I don't feel like this and that. And he's like, I realize that's kind of a weird stance. But I'm like, yo, you don't have to explain it to me. Like, that's my man's, you know what I mean? And I know how he rolls a little different, but I would honestly roll that way, except that, like, someone has to say something about shit to people.
Right.
Or else, because, like, I don't know, making music in a vacuum, I feel like.
That's a good point. Yeah. It's like, it's your responsibility to take it somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like it is.
And right now, unfortunately, one of those vehicles is social media.
Yeah, which is a dangerous vehicle, and no one is driving it.
No one's wearing a seatbelt.
Nah.
Yeah, but you seem to do well. I mean, I think you have somewhere in the ballpark like 8,000 or 9,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, I have.
That's like
several.
Enough to make a splash.
I have several.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I want it to be like, when it goes like 11.3.
Yeah, you want
know
that.
what I mean? A K afterwards.
Yeah.
But see, that's that social media shit. It's like that ego shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I got a lot of followers on IG. I'm going to be an influencer.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But like I did the,
Could
so
be.
I mean, in a way I am. I influence people,
Sure.
hopefully for the best.
Yeah.
Got mind control. Yeah. That's why I'm here right now.
Yeah.
You gonna put effects on that?
We could.
You
Yeah, I
should.
think we should.
Yeah, tight. No, but so I did that weekly thing. I was like, now I have a clear path to social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can do this once a week. Like you'll notice my IG, that's fucking all it is.
Right.
It's just those videos.
Uh-huh.
It used to be other dumb shit like me, like, oh, here's me with a fucking drink. Here's me saying some bad raps in a dark kitchen by myself. You know what I'm saying? This is a motorcycle. Woo.
Yeah.
I like eggs. You know what I mean? Like, but now it's just like straight up just that. And I just do that once a week. But yeah, and I'm pumped on it because I've learned a lot about video. And I think it keeps me fresh, and like I kind of cannot take it too seriously. I try not to take it too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I think the world is rife with people taking themselves far too seriously, like above their serious level.
Right.
Like they haven't earned that level of taking themselves seriously. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, I'm this, and it's like, nah, dog, like you're like this.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Why do you think people do that?
Because
is it insecurity?
Yes.
And they want
it's like fear, and you're scared, and like you want people to take you seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how seriously I want people to take me. Like don't take me too seriously, I guess. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like
because when people take you too seriously, there's definitely a point where that just starts to suck the fun out of it.
Right? Yeah, I don't.
Especially if you're doing something like hip hop.
Well, hip hop is the most people taking themselves way too seriously.
Sure.
The game ain't even fun, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, I'm this and I'm that. And then they just rap about that shit.
Yeah.
And then they act like that shit. And everyone's like talking on their banana phone to like fake people and like making up this weird world that's not true. And like, I mean, I don't know. It's really weird. And like, like there was this thing back in the day where they were like, yo, A&Rs are trying to make people like they're exploiting black people basically. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, they're trying to like super hype this like stereotype of like the predatory, violent black male. You know what I mean? And they were like, the A&Rs are doing that. And there's even all these like conspiracy theories about it. Like, which probably to some degree are true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even really like to get into that because I don't fucking know,
Sure.
But like, surely at some point, some A&R was like, yeah, keep it more gangster because that shit is selling.
Yeah.
But like, and like, I don't know. It doesn't, like, apparently it doesn't offend the establishment really when like black males talk about like killing their own community. You know what I'm saying? But like if they're getting political and saying some shit, it freaks people out because, like that shit was big and a lot of people got dropped in the early 90s.
Yeah.
But anyway, but like here we are in 2020 where like there are no fucking A&Rs hardly. Like everyone's a SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah.
And like is still trying to conform to like this weird thing that they think the industry is, even though like the music industry at this point is like not even sure what it is anymore.
Yeah.
Because like, the internet fucking fucked everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Probably for the good of it. But like, they took all our money. Fuck you, Spotify. You know what I mean? But like,
I just want to go on record saying, Spotify, thank you for allowing me to host my podcast. And
yeah, I know.
nah, fuck you, Spotify. Yeah, I wanted to say it too. It felt good.
I mean, I still put my music on there.
Sure.
And then they're like giving me my stats for the year. And they're like, look at all this. I'm like, bitch, you took all my money. Like straight up, legit. Like you have to sell something like 1 million copies in 2 months, 1 million streams in 2 months to make as much as like a Spotify employee. Like it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's the world we live in.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, so people are still like, I gotta be this and that. And everyone's like shooting more people in their songs and everybody's fucking everybody's bitch and shit. And it's like really trite. You know what I mean?
So I have a question for you about that. Like, and something else that comes to mind too that hasn't been mentioned yet is the glorification of drugs in hip hop. We talked a little bit about that when I had Spaceman and Cliff on. And my question is, do you think that there is some sort of societal or moral responsibility you have if you're a rapper and if you have a platform where people are listening, primarily young people? Are you responsible for the things that you're saying that are promoting violence or drug use or any of the other things that kind of come with?
You know, I mean, that's a big question, man.
Yeah, I know.
And so, like, first of all, I'm going to say this. I'm a white male that does hip hop. So I'm a visitor into culture.
Yeah.
So it's really not, it's not my place to say what the culture should be.
Sure.
Even though I'm a part of this culture, like I grew up in this culture and shit, but I'm still a visitor in this culture ultimately. So it's like, I can't say what is or what is not with any authority. So I just do me. And like, this is the thing, like, but this is just still, I have my opinions on it. You know what I mean? But I just start with that caveat because it's like, I don't know, that old white savior shit. It's like, bro, it's not really my place. But like, I think, I mean, I have like spent time living in some really fucked up environments at different points in my life where like, you know, motherfuckers are out there on the street jugging dope like all day and shit. And people are like getting shot like right there and shit like that. And it's mad fucked up. And like, if you're making music, you're gonna rap about that traumatic ass shit because it's fucking there. And the thing is, it makes a compelling story because like drama is compelling.
Sure.
You know, you look at any movies and shit like that shit's compelling.
That's why my mom watches Catfish on MTV.
Right? It's compelling.
Dramatic.
Some drama. Yeah. So like, and also it's like, man, I rap about shit like that sometimes. Like, and a lot of it, but not so much from a glorification aspect, but more from like this shit was kind of fucked me up a little bit, I guess. You know what I mean? I'm always trying to like figure out, but like, that's how I approach the art form, right? But like, I was just bumping Rock Marciano on my way up here, and he's like one of my favorite rappers. Yeah. And all he does is glorify selling dope and pimp.
Yeah.
But he's dope. You know what I mean? Like his shit is really good.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't really think, like, I don't think there is a given responsibility of any artist to do anything. But like, sometimes I just get the sense that artists are just being fake pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And like, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm down to hear you talk about moving dope and popping fools and shit. If I think like that's part of your story.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when you're like fucking playing GTA in your mama's basement and shit and then rapping about that shit, like that shit is whack as fuck. It's whack.
That's what I've appreciated about like artists like Meek Mill, for example. Like, I believe Meek Mill when he tells me that he's a gangster.
Yeah, like he's on some shit. Like, I really like Uncle Murder's new album.
Yeah.
And
I haven't heard the new album, but...
Yeah, well, the new one's dope because it's not really like a mixtape. That thing went out. Does that mean it's out of stuff?
I think that's dead. We lost the camera.
Are we rolling again?
We're rolling.
Okay, so yeah, we were talking about like rap and gangster rap and positive rap. But yeah. Like, so, but I was saying I listen to a ton of gangster rap. Yeah. Sometimes I don't listen to rap at all for a long ass time. I'll just listen to a lot of old, like, I listen to a lot of old, like, soul music from the 70s.
Do you sample a lot of it?
I do.
Yeah.
Now, since like several months ago, I started making sample beats again, and now I do that all the time. But I collect vinyl and DJ and shit too. So, but one thing I would say, it's like, not to like say it's easy to make gangster rap, but it is really hard to make positive rap that doesn't sound cheesy and condescending.
Yeah.
Like really hard, like straight up. And like, I don't like a lot of like quote unquote positive rap because that shit is corny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I mean, there's some cats around here like who I'm not like calling anyone out because I'm not gonna
do it.
Nah, I'm not starting smoke, bro, with like the spiritual guru rappers and shit. Cause like, you know, I'm all for everyone having their own lane and doing what they feel they should do. Like, I'm not anyone who I should be like, yo, the way I think a way to do something is a better way. But I will say this, motherfuckers be mad obvious about some shit. Like, yo, pay attention to your chakras and do yoga. And I'm like, bro, shut up. Like, no one cares about that shit.
Right.
I mean, I care about that shit.
Right.
But I don't care to hear somebody tell me I need to care about that shit.
In a rap song.
You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. It's like, I don't know. I think Kendrick does a really good job of being positive and not being corny.
And Kendrick also does a really good job of sharing what his experience has been, which is a lot of gangster shit.
Yeah. And I mean...
And what his experience has been trying to get away from it and not live that life.
Yeah. And sometimes what his experiences is not trying to get away from it, which is also fun because positivity is not just this one thing that people who have a relatively sheltered, privileged life think it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like... I don't know. I see that with, like, I just feel like a lot of conscious rap comes from, like, a very privileged place. Yeah. Where it's, like, cats don't have any idea what the fuck it's like to, like, be in just, like, a super negative, dangerous environment. You know what I'm saying? And, like, with, like, drugs pumped into your community and shit like that, you know? So it's, like... It's easy to have all the answers from a castle, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, you know, but also it's probably good that someone is saying that shit as well. And then like, and there are like a lot of really dope positive rappers, like, but like I think like Black Thought is like, but also he's on some grimy shit sometimes too. And it's like, I'm way more likely to listen to somebody who's trying to be on some positive shit that has also come from some shit that's not necessarily positive. You know what I mean? Like,
I hear you.
Because it's like, how are you going to know? It's like, how, if you haven't overcame anything, then how do you know how to tell somebody how to do anything? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. So like, and when I'm doing like my Freestyle Friday joints are like, for the most part, I'm on some like positive shit, like da-da-da-da-da. And like, I've kind of gotten like, people talk to me be like, oh yeah, you do that conscious shit, and then like take this like whole like opinion of who I am, and that's fine because that's what people do, right? But it's like, I don't know, who I am is far more multifaceted than that.
Do you not like that label?
Nah,
no,
I really don't. I mean,
is it because it's overused or it doesn't mean anything anymore?
I just don't really consider myself like a conscious positive rapper. You know what I mean? Like I'm a rapper and I try to keep my shit positive and conscious. But like, I just think that puts on this air like, yo, I like don't fuck up or ever have done grimy shit in my life. And like, I used to be hella grimy. So it's like, you know, and like, I've just grown as a person and like been really lucky in my life, you know what I mean? So it's like, but like, and also my Freestyle Fridays, I'm not trying to hit people with some bummer ass shit right before the weekend. You know what I mean? And like fuck them up. Here's the minute of a day. I fucked you up. I still do that sometimes. I'm like, oh, this is sad.
Fuck your weekend.
Yeah, but like, you know, I mean, but like my solo album that I got coming up is like, a lot of it's really dark, you know? Yeah. And like my last solo shit was really dark. The shit I had with my old group, Sunset Go Trippers, it was really fucking dark. I really like dark ass music. Yeah. But, you know, but I like doing all types of different shit. Yeah.
When you say dark, are you talking lyrically, Are you talking the message behind it? What was dark about it to you?
Most of it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was like this like doom, like fucking a dark production, like kind of doom, like we're all dying. Like, I used to have a very different outlook on life. Like that basically people are inherently bad, and those that aren't, like, bad things happen to good people anyway, and like what the fuck is the point? And like, you know, like if I don't feel anything, then like you can't hurt me, and like just all this kind of fucked up shit. And I'm still like working through that. But
it's like a defense mechanism, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say so. I mean, I don't know.
If you've been hurt enough in enough different ways, you can turn off the part of you that feels so you can't get hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah. And I mean, that's, you know, what I tried to do like all my life, like literally since I was like 11. You know what I'm saying?
What things did you do to try to forget?
I mean, you know, drank all the time and used drugs all the time, you know, and then just kind of was really callous with my relationships towards most people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it's gotta be hard to admit that, but it also, I think, shows that you've grown from it and learned from it.
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, I know I have.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be like sitting here talking to you about it if I hadn't, right?
Right.
But I mean, like, ultimately, I was just really fucking scared, which, like, you know, I mean, it's kind of understandable. So, like, you know, props to everyone who's going through that shit. I'm not like, you know, better than or anything. It's just like, I got lucky.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know? Yeah.
Do you think that's what it was? Was it luck?
Yeah, a lot of it. Like, I do think I got lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, there are many, many times where I could be dead.
Yeah.
Like, so many times. Like, not to be like, but like.
What's the closest you've ever come to death?
Jesus Christ, man. Like, I mean, fuck, which time? Like,
Really?
I've come.
It's like that?
Yeah. I've come like very close to death. Like a lot of times, you know? And like sometimes where like it was like, oh shit, that could have almost just killed me right then. Or like, say for instance, like when I was 15, my appendix was ruptured for like 3 days. And then I didn't go to the hospital. This is kind of a funny story because like I was
funny about
I was on probation, right? And like I was still smoking fucking weed because I'm an idiot. I was 15, you know what I mean? And I had to pass a piss test, and I don't know whether this caused my appendix to rupture or not, but I took a bunch of Golden Seal because that'll supposedly make you pee clean, right? And I took a bunch of Golden Seal, and then my appendix ruptured, and it was the day I had to go see my PO, and when I went there, he thought I was like high on dope. Because I was like sweating and like nodding off and shit. Because I was just in like the craziest amount of pain ever.
Yeah.
He still made me pee, you know. I was like passing out in the elevator and shit. I remember my pops came and picked me up on the courthouse steps and shit. And I'm like passing out. But I go back home and then just like thought I had a stomach bug and like did not go to the hospital for like 3 days. I was talking to some girl who I don't know who it was, but they're just like, yeah, you're going to die if you don't go. Like, you will actually. I'm like, yeah, you know. They're like, no, like, you're actually going to die. Like, you're going to die. And I was like, okay. So I was like, I got to go to the hospital. And we went. And then the doctors, like, talked to my pops. They're like, you might want to say goodbye. Like, he's probably going to die. You know, like that. My God. But, like, yeah, I lost, like, 30 or 40 pounds or some shit. And I was always skinny. So it was like that. But, had to like keep it open for like 2 months because it was fucked up,
dude.
But like,
rough.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. But that was like probably like long term physically the closest I've come to death. But I've also like woken up in a hospital bed from like with like detectives around me and shit. Like, I don't know. I had a lot of weird, crazy shit happen over the years. But like, yeah. So yeah, I got lucky, man.
Can we take a minute to talk about what a dick your appendix is? that it just kind of chills inside of you, and if it decides that it wants to blow up, like you're done for.
Yeah, like we'd all be dead 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe 120.
Yeah, not too far off from there, but
Yeah.
I had mine almost rupture too, and like, shit hurts, man.
Yeah, it's very painful.
It's crazy not going to the hospital for 3 days.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck, like. It's I get it from my mama.
Yeah.
She's like, tough old bird, you know what I mean? And like, she's just like, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. And like, she like had pneumonia, and she's like up there in years. No disrespect, mama, but like, she's getting up there, and like, I'm like, you have to go to the hospital. I think you have pneumonia. You've been sick for like 2 weeks. She's like, no, I'm fine. And I'm just like, you gotta go to the hospital. She's like, I'm fine. And finally, I was like, I'm taking you to the hospital. And she went, and she was like, I have pneumonia. I'm like, but yeah, we don't like doctors.
See, my family's like the opposite.
Yeah,
it's like if your elbow hurts a little bit, it's like, oh shit, we better go to the hospital right now. It's like a bunch of just like hypochondriacs that are terrified that they're dying all the time. Yeah, my family's like the total opposite. Like we like never go to the hospital, bro. Yeah. Like ever. Like you better be dying and shit. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't condone that. But it's just what it is. My girl's trying to get me to go get a checkup and shit, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna go, and I'm not. Yeah, but I am, boo. I'm gonna go next week. Yeah. Your appendix is a dick. But it used to help us eat grass, so there's that. Is that what it was for? Yeah, when we needed to eat grass because we had no food. So it was useful then. And we didn't live longer than like 20. So like, what? You know what I mean? We got all this shit that worked real well for this amount of time, and now we're living this amount of time. Right. Yeah. Things are going to blow up. Yeah, you're going to get cancer. Yeah. I mean, your cells start to do weird shit after 80 years. Mm-hmm. So, whatever. Yeah. Plus, everything is plastic, so there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. Nothing like when you get a new water bottle and you open it up and that smell that's in there. You're like, man, I'm drinking out of this. Yeah. Yeah. I'm putting this right in my mouth. Yeah. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. No. Well, I mean, just vape about it, you know what I mean? Yeah, just vape about it. Yeah, give myself cancer the old-fashioned way. I mean, whatever. Like everyone in my holler growing up smoked like a pack of fucking Marlboro Reds a day and drank whiskey like all damn day. Yeah, like everybody. So they are not alive anymore either. But like, I don't know. Maybe we're getting better at it. I eat kale, bro. So you're good. It balances everything out. Yeah. Do you smoke cigarettes? Nah. No, that's good. Nah. No, you said you're health conscious. You don't do that shit. Yeah, but I did smoke for like 26 years. Wow. Yeah, I smoked since I was like 12, and I quit when I was like, okay, not 26, like 24 years. Okay. Quit when I was like 36. Damn. Yeah. 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 So I've been quit for 2 years. Good. Little over, like 2.5. Yeah. Yeah. How hard was it for you to quit? Man, I thought I was getting throat cancer. Mm-hmm. And like really I was like doing too many drugs and drinking all the time and staying up and smoking all the time, and like it got to where I like couldn't swallow. I was like, man, like I'm a vocalist, and like how ironic would it be if I got throat cancer because of some dumb shit I'm doing. Right. So I quit, and it took a lot of willpower. Yeah. And I drank a lot of tequila every time I wanted a cigarette. That's a healthy replacement. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. But ultimately it worked. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't recommend any of it, you know? Like, and it's like one of those things, like, I see young cats smoking and I just want to be like, yo, really, if I could give you one piece of advice, it would be don't fucking smoke cigarettes. But everyone told me that too. Right. And I was like, well, yeah, but I'm gonna. Right. You know what I mean? So I know it doesn't help, you know? So whatever, smoke cigarettes. Smoke them all. Do whatever you want. Yeah. Yeah. I was like helplessly addicted to cigarettes the first time I smoked one.
Yeah.
And I was older too. I was like 22
That
maybe.
is such a weird age to
I
start
know.
smoking.
I was straight edge until I was 21. Didn't drink,
That's
smoke,
how you fucked
anything.
up.
I know. So I
Yeah.
didn't experiment.
Yeah.
Turned 22, smoked a cigarette, and I'm like, oh man, this is what I've been missing.
Yeah.
I bought a pack the next day.
Yeah, no, you were in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did
Now
that for like
look at all your tattoos, man.
I'm going downhill fast.
Nah, uphills, man. You know? Are you still smoke cigarettes?
No, just the vape now, but I'm still trying to cut that shit out.
It should be easier to taper that off.
I don't know, man, because it's like, it's really delivering a lot of nicotine to your face.
Yeah. But can't you like dial down the percentage of the mixture?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how vaping gets like this kind of douchey subculture like judgment about it when it's like people who are trying to make a healthier choice for themselves?
Yeah, it is. I mean,
it's like I vape, and if I see someone vaping, I'm like, all right, bro, you're a dick.
I know, but yo, it's like motherfuckers will want to vape anywhere. Like they'll come in my lab and be like, oh, my bad. Can I vape in here? I meant to ask you. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yes, you can. I don't actually care.
Yeah.
But you should ask me if you can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just think it seems like you wouldn't light up a cigarette. It's not the same thing, though.
No,
Objectively not.
It's going to smell like blueberries or like...
Yeah, I don't like that. It's weird.
See, I like it.
Yeah. Nah, but you're blowing flat clouds.
I know, man.
Yeah.
Sick clouds.
Tight.
When my dad was still around, he tried to quit smoking. He smoked cigarettes for like 35 years, something like that. And he went to vaping for a little bit, and he would just do it everywhere. Like we'd be in a restaurant, and he'd just be making clouds. And people would come up to him like, sir, you can't do that. And he'd be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like, he just didn't care.
Yeah, no. I mean, fucking do it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So we got probably like 15 minutes we can play around with. I know we talked a little bit earlier on about maybe freestyling. Is that something that still feels good to you? Or do you want to just keep going on the track that we're on?
I mean, I can freestyle. Let's save that for the very end.
Let's do it.
For a little while.
Yeah.
I should probably plug the other shit I'm working on.
Yeah, please do.
Because I'm working on a lot of things.
Cool. All right, you have the floor, man.
Thanks. I love floors.
They sleep on them all the time.
And they're super helpful for so many things. Literally on one right now. Yeah, I got a group called Effigy Seed. Effigy, like you burn an effigy. It's anyway, Effigy Seed. That's the name of the group. And it's me and my homeboy Linus. And kind of how the group is divided up. I do most of the rapping. He does most of the singing.
Okay.
Although we kind of go back and forth. We both do all the production. We both play synths. And he also plays guitar. Some, not really in that project, but like when we perform live, we're like a 2-piece live synth band.
Okay.
So it's like dope. I've got like a couple keyboards in a stack, you know what I mean? And he's got a couple, and we got like the beat machine and shit. And, running our vocals through the proper effects and do everything live. So like, it's pretty dynamic and really fun. And we came out with our first album last March. It was just self-titled, and it's pretty good. I like it. I think it's real dope. But then we just came out with a single like a week ago. It's called Possum Teeth.
Okay.
And we're both rapping on that, and it's just like some lo-fi boom bap shit. Just because Linus can also rap his ass off, although a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
Until he comes with just the hot bars. You know what I mean?
Nice.
But then we're about to put out our new album, Life in the Mirror.
Okay.
And that's actually, I was in the studio with him. We're finishing up the music video for the single Fingers Make Music.
Cool.
And, and that's like a new direction. It's kind of a lot more of it is like dance music.
All right.
But it's like dance music, like a house beat, but like I'm rapping like a motherfucker. He's singing, and it's also kind of dark.
Okay.
So, and kind of psychedelic. It's just kind of different. But we just kind of got into like house music, and we're like studying like Larry Heard, and like Mr. Fingers, like old Detroit and Chicago house from like the early 80s and shit.
Okay.
And then like that went back, and I realized that shit came from disco, and like just there's a lot of really interesting history in house music that I previously didn't know about.
Yeah.
Shout out to my friend Ari. She always tried to tell me that house music was dope. This is in like the early 2000s. She's from Southside Chicago. And I was always like, whatever. It's like a bunch of Swedish people like being weird, which is fine.
And true.
Yeah, and also true. Yeah, for sure. Like, in fact, my homeboy is in Holland. Shout out to my homie J-Mo. And him and his girl were just at some crazy looking ass rave. And he was like, yeah, they get down over here to the house. But yeah, so we got a new album coming out, and the single Fingers Make Music will be out real soon.
Cool.
And I'm really happy with this because it's like kind of feel like we're pushing like music forward, while the other shit was just kind of some dope, slightly experimental rap and singing shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is like actually I think we're like pushing music forward.
Cool. And where will I be able to find that? On our favorite platform.
Yes. Every favorite platform.
Every favorite. Cool.
Yeah. All my shit's always on like Spotify, iTunes. Not the Freestyle Fridays. That's only on YouTube, IG, and Facebook. But
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, everything else. And then I also got a solo album coming out called Live the Life.
Cool.
And that's dope. Made all the beats on that.
What are the time frames on these projects?
I mean,
sometime in 2020? Like...
Definitely in 2020. I mean, like, next month or two.
Okay.
Like,
cool.
like probably the Effigy Seed album is dropping within 2 months.
And you guys perform anywhere?
Not right now.
Okay.
But we will.
Cool.
Soon. I don't know. Probably when we have the album come out, but
yeah.
Whatever. And then my solo album will probably be like maybe a month after that'll come out.
Cool.
Yeah, and then I'm also in a Beastie Boys tribute band.
Cool.
Yeah, I am Mike D.
Nice. Looking forward to checking that out. That's always fun, man. Who doesn't love the Beastie Boys?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Do shit out of them.
No,
I wouldn't do that.
No, just maybe give them a tape.
It's pointless.
And they'll be like, I don't have a cassette player. And you'll be like, well, look it up on Spotify. You know? And they'll be like, okay.
People are releasing tapes again, man.
I am.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, I also have so me and a friend of mine started this business venture called The Rent Today.
Okay.
Tools for Death and Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like on some like spiritual and mental health and physical health. And we're actually releasing a beat tape to commemorate our launch.
Cool.
Cassette tape. Yeah.
That sounds neat. Tell me more about that project.
So it's therent.today is the website, and on IG it's at therenttoday. And it's basically like we're a media company. We do like audiobooks, t-shirts, fucking tapes.
Yeah.
But also like we have a blog, and a lot of it is like spiritual and mental health issues. Okay. You know, and physical health, you know, just shit like eat some kale and maybe do microdosing, assisted therapy or some shit.
Eat some kale.
I like that. I like that. Yeah. And just like, I don't know, shit like that. Like our whole philosophy is kind of like we don't have the answers. That's not what we're saying. But we're trying to bring people to a space within themselves to where they can actually maybe get rid of all this like insane conditioning that we get in our society with all this media coming at us all the time.
Yeah.
That's trying to make us basically buy something all the time. And so it's like you can get to like maybe a quiet place within yourself where you can start to ask the questions to maybe find the answers. And we believe that like positive change in the world, it's like you wouldn't fix the roof on a house first if the foundation was crumbling. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to build that up, right? So it's like we fix ourselves and one by one, and then that positive change will come through, hopefully, and propagate to Earth. And maybe we won't die as a species along with every other species within like 2 generations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's foreboding.
Yeah.
A scary thought.
I mean, it's tools for death and apocalypse, man.
Yeah.
Which, we're dealing with both. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But, yeah.
Oh, man. I have so many rabbit holes I feel like we can get into.
So many, bro. Yeah.
Just what does the apocalypse look like, in your opinion?
Oh, man. I don't know. They might just be trying to sell you something. Like, I don't know. It could just look like immense loneliness. But, I mean, literally, the earth is on fire. Like now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the Amazon was on fire last year, and this year Australia's on fire.
Really badly.
Like, straight up, both of those places, like, massively on fire.
Yeah.
Not just, like, the massive wildfires we always have every year. Like, I mean, plastic in the entire ocean. Like,
microplastics.
Yeah, we could go into all this shit, and it's pretty dark, and, but I try to come from a place of hope. Not because I necessarily believe that it's, like, correct. Like, we're going to be all right. I don't know if I believe that. But my life is better if I believe that there's hope.
Sure. And I think we're capable of it. We're capable of better things.
Yeah.
And I definitely hold out the hope, too, that we can make better choices as a species, as a humanity. But it's going to take time. And I liked your analogy of building the foundation of the house.
Mm-hmm.
It takes everyone doing that.
Yeah. And everyone just, I don't know. I just hope everyone knows that everyone is worth something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if we all actually feel that we are worth something, then you can start to feel that you are worth something. You know what I mean?
That's
and everyone
right.
else is. So, yeah. Yeah.
So then people who hate, people who are racist or prejudiced, would you argue they don't have love for themselves?
Yeah, for sure. And they're fucking idiots.
Yeah. Well, that's a given, but I wonder about...
I mean, yeah, a lot of that shit I would imagine comes from, insecurity.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like, when they say racist shit, a lot of racist shit tends to be like things that they are scared of that another race has that they don't have or something, you know what I mean? And but which is just like, all that shit is dumb because there's just a lot of people out there and you can't really pigeonhole an entire race of people, plus most people are at least somewhat mixed. I don't know, that whole shit is just dumb.
Just even thinking about racism in general, like...
That shit is
some of the stuff you hear sometimes come out of people that they don't realize how subvertly racist it is. Like, I had a boss at some point in the past, let's just keep it as general as possible in case he hears this, but first time I met the man face to face, we were out to dinner and we were watching TV at the bar, and they were talking about Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something to the extent of, like, I'm really just sick of hearing about this guy. People want to pretend that he's like a martyr for kneeling during the national anthem, but really the only problem here is that he's black and grew up without a father.
What? That's what he got from that?
That's what he said. And I'm just like kind of sitting there. I didn't say a word. I just like blank stare, and I'm just like, I feel like silence is like agreement in this. Like I didn't know what to say.
I mean, because that's just like, that's not even like, that's so left field. I'm like, that's what the fuck you get from this? Like that? Like
that's the problem?
That? Like, I don't know. Like, I can't even understand the thought process behind that. And I'm not even sure that Colin Kaepernick did grow up in a single parent household.
I don't think he did.
You know, I don't actually know either way, but I would say not. I don't know. I mean,
Jamie, look that up. Jamie? You get...
Wi-Fi's down.
Wi-Fi's down.
Fuck it. All the technical difficulties. It's all good. Let's just assume he didn't.
He grew up in a loving household with two parents.
Yeah.
And the boss was kind of being a dick.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. It's like almost not even worth addressing shit like that, except that it's happening all the time. So you kind of have to address it because it's just fucking wrong and some horse shit,
mm-hmm.
you know? So
But that's the uncomfortable thing, right? Like I said, is in that situation sometimes when people back you in that corner and they put some shit out there, sometimes your only option is to remain silent. And some people take that like you're agreeing with them. And I hate that shit. I wish it were easier to speak up and be like, look, no, I don't agree with what you just said. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to.
Well, you always do have that option.
You do.
But, you know, it takes a lot of courage to put some shit in that real uncomfortable place.
Right.
But, I mean, really, you should, but it doesn't make you bad that you did not. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, like if all the time someone calls some racist shit, you're like, no. Bitch smack them. I don't know. But like, you know, I mean, whatever. It's like we all live and operate in this world and, you know, there's different hierarchies. Like it's your fucking boss. Like you're not like, you know what I mean? He's like, all right, well, I'm going to fire you because you're a hippie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever. But yeah, the shit is just whack. And like all the ignorance is super whack. And it's weird because now it's like we're at the point with the internet. We have all the information ever at everyone's fingertips all the time. And it seems that mostly people are just using it to disinform themselves.
Right.
You know, we found ways to just find echo chambers of like whatever stupid shit you believe, be it some racist bullshit or like flat earth or like, are you a flat earther?
I am not.
All right, word, good.
I'm not.
He's not a flat earther either, folks. I'm not either.
Yeah. We're all logical.
Yeah, I'm pretty logical. I think sometimes I'm not that logical.
I am an anti-vaxxer, though. No, I'm not. I couldn't say that with a straight face.
I was like, I don't know. I mean, and then I get into this thing where it's like, I'm not really trying to tell people whether they are wrong or right, except when I am.
Right.
You know, like that anti-vaxxer shit is fucking dumb. Although, then you look at like the Tuskegee experiment.
I don't even know what that is.
That's when they were like giving syphilis to black men. Like the government was doing that and like killing them and shit. They called it the bad blood. And yeah. And so like, you know, there's like some of these conspiracy theories like come from plausible places and some things actually happened, but also like the polio vaccine is super important. Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, it's not here anymore. It's like, yeah, but it was here when my mama was alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That shit is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And like if people stop vaccinating, like it can come back.
Sure.
So
there have been measles outbreaks all over.
Yeah, because fucking all the hippies. But, you know, but whatever. I don't know. We get into that and then like.
I want to be a pro-vaxxer. By that, I mean, like, I just want to run around and vaccinate people in public. Just, like, have needles and just, like, ah!
I think that someone's going to shoot you, bro.
I mean, down in the South, yeah, probably.
I mean, I would probably shoot you if you ran up on me with a needle, bro. Like,
but if you didn't get the flu, would you really be that mad?
I don't get the flu. Hey, you know what? I haven't taken a flu vaccine, and, like, I'm kind of, like, don't feel like that's necessary for me.
Some people feel really sketchy about the flu shot too.
A lot of people feel sketchy about the flu shot. And that makes a little more sense to me just because the flu virus changes so much all the time that like they're like, I don't know, we think it's going to be this. But like, I'm not a fucking scientist, man.
Right.
You know? So like all this shit, like I can argue or not, but it's like when it comes down to it, I don't really understand this shit that well. You know what I mean? So it's like, then you get into like dangerous territory. You know what I mean?
That's why I almost don't care to have the debate at a certain point, because it's like neither one of us know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're both just going based on what we want to believe.
Real talk, man. And they did this thing that it was like people like they did this experiment with like people in like conservative and liberal viewpoints, which like, that's even a weird thing to label people conservative and liberal because it doesn't really apply in the definition of those words most of the time.
Right.
But like conservative to what? Liberal to what? Like whatever. But anyway, they like put them with these two things about policy and shit. And they be like, do you believe this, believe this? Like, and the motherfuckers would be like, this is wrong or this is wrong and da-da-da. But then they were like, can you explain this? And people would be like, man, I know. You know what I mean? Because no one fucking knows. They're like, policy on Iran. And motherfuckers be like, yeah, or no. But they'd be like, do either of you know what the fuck is going on? They're like, But then they found that if they asked people that, it made them think and made them less combative with each other. Because they were like, we don't know. No one knows what the fuck is going on.
Wait, you don't know either?
Yeah,
all right, cool.
Yeah, word. Like, we can learn together. And, like, that's one of the things, like, I really I hope comes about in the world. Because it's like, first of all, like, when we get down to our fucking political system, it's like, we're like a corporate fucking plutocracy or whatever. Like, it's just corporate interests running almost every candidate.
Sure.
Maybe every candidate. I'm voting for Bernie Sanders in the presidential election, if it must be told.
Sure.
I just made it must be told. But, like, I think probably if there is anyone who is running for president who is not in the pockets of most big interests of oil or meat industry or, like, you know, fucking, there's like several big shit that I don't understand it, you know?
Lobbying.
Lobbying of everything, right?
Yeah.
He's like, maybe. And then, you know, he might be full of shit too, but, like, it's like everyone's so disillusioned because everyone's so full of shit.
Yeah.
And, like, clearly full of shit. It's like, obviously, all these people are full of shit. So it's like, how do you expect any of us to take any of your bullshit seriously? Because, like, your campaigns are funded by these interests, and then you're like, no, but we care about your interests. But it's like, all studies show that, like, it's something like 98% of the time, like, the policy of our government aligns with the wishes of the wealthiest 5% in our country. And, like, those other 2%, it's only when it just so happens that everyone agrees with the policy, the non-wealthy and the wealthy. So it's like, you know, and which I'm, you know, whatever, man. They might know what's better for us than we do. You know, I don't know. I'm going to say probably not.
Right.
But also, like, it is hard to run a country of hundreds of millions of people from all types of different backgrounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not gonna, you know, and, like, I think that's the thing. Like, it's really easy to oversimplify that shit in your head. Like, this is wrong, and we shouldn't do it. But it's like, yo, I really like running water and roads, and there's schools and, like,
hospitals.
Yeah, hospitals are cool. Like, yeah, I don't like hospitals, but they are there for people who do.
Yeah.
Like you and your family.
Yeah, we'll be there like every week.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And, like, you know, like, business, you know, it's like, so it's like, what the fuck? Like, so, like I said, I don't have answers to anything because I always just argue myself into a circle. You know, I'm like, man, capitalism is fucking everything up. And also then I'm like, also, I love capitalism because I fucking do. You know what I mean?
You ever catch yourself doing that in the middle of an argument or a debate sometimes? Like, switching how you feel, and you're like, oh, fuck. Like,
oh, man.
I just lost.
Never. Because, like, if I'm actually arguing, I just, like, get really.
You take it to the grave?
Kind of. But then also, like, I try not to argue that much because, like, I just realize I get in this mode of win the argument, not pay attention to what the fuck. And that's kind of like what the Rent today is kind of based around, trying to get to that space, you know? And, like, for me as well as hopefully anyone else who's interested, you know?
Cool, man.
Because I want us to all get along, kick it, have some biscuits, you know what I mean?
Some chicken and waffles.
I mean, if you eat chicken and waffles.
I do.
Yeah.
On the reg.
Although I would prefer to have that chicken be, like, grown by your homeboy.
Yeah.
You know, down the street.
Yeah.
You know, cause, you know, like, the meat industry is super fucked up. It's a real bad thing. And
it is, man. That's why I'm excited about things like Beyond Meat and just a lot of other alternatives that are coming out that are really going to help. There's a documentary out there on Netflix that everyone's been talking about. I can't remember the name of it, but it tackles the meat problem not from, like, a moral standpoint, but just, like, from a how much it's fucking up the planet standpoint.
Yeah, which I would argue is, like, the ultimate moral standpoint.
Sure.
You know?
The only one that matters, I think.
Yeah, I mean, everything kills.
Yeah.
But, like, not everything kills the planet.
Yeah. That's right. But, yeah, I know a couple people who watched that and, like, adopted a vegan lifestyle, like, right after.
Yeah.
Not because they were, like, grossed out or anything, but they were just like, man, this is a really big problem.
It's a massive problem. And the problem is not nearly as massive if you produce your own meat.
Sure.
Because it's, like, isolated, like, you know, if you have some chickens. First of all, if you produce your own meat, you're not going to eat that much meat.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, you just won't make that much meat.
Yeah.
Although, actually, we would, like, raise a steer. And my family's, like, there are, like, 6 people in the household. And we could eat meat pretty much every day for a year off a steer. But, like, I don't really know surely there was an environmental impact, but the thing is, that steer ate grass outside, and we, like, fed it some hay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so we didn't, like, grow a lot of crops to feed it or anything. And I think that, like, if you have one animal or 2 animals on a plot of land, it's, like, way less impactful than just trying to feed, like, thousands and thousands in one place, and then you have all that waste and shit. It's like, because the earth, like, will filter itself, just only to a point. You know what I mean?
You got to let it breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breathing room.
Hey. Bringing it back.
Cool. Yeah.
Sweet, man.
Yeah.
This has been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, right on. Appreciate you.
I think we still have a little bit of time if you want to do one track on the way out. It's up to you.
Do a freestyle?
You want to?
I mean, yeah, I usually don't go off the top.
You don't have to. There's no pressure.
I like going off the top because I want to do it. Because,
yeah, man, why not? No pressure.
Yeah.
Do you have one in mind over there, John?
Is it dope? Is it dark? Is it grimy? Yeah, definitely dark and grimy.
Dark and grimy. Again, this has
been
been Philo Reitzel joining me today.
Philo Reitzel.
Reitzel, damn it. I've been thinking about it the whole time. Like, is it Reitzel?
Rob.
I know, dude.
I don't even know your last name.
It's a mess. It's Lavati. It starts with an H, though.
Rob Lavati.
But it's H.
Rob Lavati.
Lavati.
Rob Lavati.
Yeah.
All right, I got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
Reitzel.
Yeah.
You got to check him out on Instagram. Check out his Friday freestyles. They're really cool. I was looking at them earlier today. You can see those on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It's Bish Get Up Off Me, right?
Get Up.
Get Up.
Like
G-E-D-D-U-P.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can just look up Philo, Philo.
Cool.
Reitzel, Reitzel.
Nice.
Yeah, whatever. You know, just look it up.
All right.
All right.
Take it away, man.
I'm going to awkwardly freestyle.
Awkwardly
right
seated.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the name of my man on the beat?
John?
What you go by?
Eat the Rich.
Oh, shit. Eat the Rich on the beat. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, this shit's tight, bro. Hey. Style, so many styles, I keep it casual. Is it fiction or factual? Probably more of the latter. It don't matter what you wanna pay me a little, a smattering. I'm probably worth much more. See my face on the side of a mountain like Mount Rushmore. Came up rough court, man, it used to be some beef turned to blood sport. We just chillin' and rockin', breathing room, looking like what we do, what we consume on the day-to-day. I might do bad, good, I might be wrong, right, but I'll be back some other day trying to turn your interior light on. Yeah, I keep it bright like the stars above the constellations. See me, man, I'm conversating. I go through many subjects in my mind, and I go back in circles and they wind like a staircase that spiral. What I do, things that couldn't, don't be trying to come from my title. Yeah, follows a tidal wave, I wash right over ya. I'm not posh, but still I chill with on the corner cover. I drive a Benz, not a Range Rover. I got many friends that ain't sober, but I am, and I do that, that's my jam. I like to go to the gym, I like to eat sardines from my can with a little lemon citrus. And I'm just chillin' with a couple of bad chicks, it's good business. And bear witness to the next big thing. I rap and sing, I do the damn thing. Give you dap when I see you on the street. I'm a friendly motherfucker trying to stop eating meat. It's easier said than done. And people listening are like, man, what type of hell shit he on? Well, I'm trying to change from the inside out and not really concerned what people think I should talk about or look like. Cause in spite of everybody else, we all the best that we can be, and inner health is what's up. But I'm not trying to preach, cause that's the way you stop the motherfuckers that you really trying to reach. I've been down bad and hopefully got lucky, for real, man. And it's a motherfucking thing that brought me back to the starting point. I moved back to Buncombe County. Ask about me, I got roots. Eat the rich, cut me short.
Eat the rich, cutting them out.
Damn, that beat's fire, bro.
You really found your groove on that one towards the middle there. That was good, man. Thanks for spitting off the top.
Yeah, off the top. That was off the top, by the way. That was not written, obviously, because I fucking stopped like several times and probably said motherfucking a lot. But
no, you carried through it, man.
Yeah.
That's a tough skill.
Yeah. You know, well, like my brain like won't let me rap less than 2 syllables per bar.
Mm-hmm.
So like I can't do like just 1 syllable raps.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've been rapping too long. I like if I'm like gonna say some shit that's like doesn't really make much sense, I like don't want to say it, so I'll just like stop. Makes it harder to freestyle.
Yeah.
It's easier when I was 15.
Right. And you just say whatever comes to your mind.
Yeah. Word.
Well, good stuff, man.
Yeah, tight.
Philo Reitzel, Eat the Rich.
Yeah. Rob Lavati.
Episode 10, baby. Tthanks for joining, everybody. Don't forget to breathe. We'll see you next time.
Peace.